Hello everyone. Sorry here. Thank you so much for joining me for Kendra Card Challenge number 22. I can't believe we have started another challenge already. For this particular hop, I will be doing sketch number 12 and I will be doing sketch number 13. And the products that I'm going to be using will be the April 2026 bonus printable. That is a perk if you have a membership of silver and above on Patreon. So that's Kendra's Card Challenge Patreon group. And you can get this. And this is some of the sheets that are included. We have some sentiments, a lot of cutaways, and then we have some pattern papers that I've chose. I didn't print them all off. I just printed the ones that I felt like I'd be using potentially for my cards. So that's essentially what I do is I pick the pages, I print the ones I like and I may use, and then I make the cards afterwards. So in this collection, there are 50 colored images, there's 18 pattern pages, 16 circle sentiments, and then there's also some ultimate sentiment strips, and that's all in there. So let's go ahead and start creating card number 12. I'm going to follow the sketch very closely. So I'm going to be gluing down a white panel that is measuring 4 inches by 5 1/4 onto a piece of peachy pink cardstock, trying to get as close as possible to the pattern paper. And then we are going to glue down our banner. So this is paper E. And if you were following the cutting guides, that's what paper E would be. And each one of these is color coded on the sketch, and that's coordinating with the cutting guides. So if you are cutting your 6 sheets, you would have them all bundled together, and then you would just pull the ones you needed. I'm working with just the one sketch at the time, so I went ahead and just cut the pieces that I needed, but still staying true to using different pattern papers to follow the sketch. And there we go. I'm just going to make some banners out of here, and I chose all the gingham pattern or a plaid type pattern for my banners. Now I might as well tell you now, I do have a keyword that we are going to be all answering, and what the question is going to be is, what is your most used crafty tool? And then the answer, which I will tell shortly, is what you would need to use when you are entering the form in the description box below to win a prize for this hop. This hop will end on April 12th. So make sure you, when you're hopping along, seeing what everyone else has created, following all the sketches, that you're listening for that question. And then in the spreadsheet, you would type in that designer's name and then the keyword. And so what is my most used crafty tool? I'm going to say my scissors. We'll keep it nice and simple for you all. That's scissors. So when you go into that spreadsheet or the form and you type in my name, just enter scissors as the answer to that question. So don't forget to check out every time you enter, you get your name put into the draw. So listen to each designer's question. Okay, so while I was rambling trying to explain the rules, I was going and finishing card number 12. I've cut away all the images, and I really like these flowers in the pots. And then I just decided to tuck in some a little twig there, and it looks like a tulip. And that tulip looks really nice. That little pop of pink matches the rest of the pattern paper. And then the sentiment, hello little seedling, was one of the little circles. It's cut with a 1 3/4 inch circle. And then I just mat it with another pink layer. That's what that circle was in my matte layer earlier. So now we'll go on to sketch number 13. Now I noticed that the little image is a bit small in the corner there because of the orientation. However, I don't want to make it too big because it takes up too much of the screen. So if you're trying to follow along, potentially you can just use the printable and see if you can follow along better that way. It will be probably easier to read. But I'm going to be following the sketch very closely. I've already have my pattern paper there. That is paper F, which is 3 3/4 by 5. I chose that little raindrops with the pink drop little accents in it. And then I have a piece of pink cardstock. Once again, trying to get as close as possible to that gingham pattern and the little pinks in the raindrops. For the other banner, I'm going to try and cut out one of these sentiments as best as I can in the banner. So that way I don't have to cut it out and glue it onto a matte layer. I just want to see if I can cut that out. It's a pretty basic shape. I will cut it to a 1 3/4 by 2 1/4 rectangle, and then I will just create a banner. And I'm just going back and forth, trying to shave off each side, doing the best that I can to have even padding on the left and the right. But don't worry about it too much. Do the best you can. If you do find that you've cut it a little bit too short, I find that adding a matte layer will distract the eye, so it is not as noticeable. But I don't want to add too many more layers. I'm kind of wanting it to be a little bit more flat. So I'm just going to create my little banner, and I am happy with what I have. And it says April showers and flowers. So cute, especially with the raindrops in the background. Then what I'm going to do is just grab a little bit of scrap cardstock so that I can prop this up so that it's nice and flush with that pink banner. I just realized that I forgot to make that gingham into a banner. I just noticed that right now as I'm doing the voiceover. So that should have been a banner before I glued it down. So if anyone caught that and was wondering what I was doing, I was oblivious. But that's okay. Let's just cover it with a bunch of stuff and no one's going to notice. These are some elements from the bonus printable that I have fussy cut out, and those butterflies just are perfect for this because I can just tuck them around that sentiment and everything, and they look like they're just kind of flying off that little workstation. And there we go. This is sketch number 13. I hope you enjoyed these cards. I had a lot of fun creating them. And don't forget that there is a hop. So like I mentioned, look for those secret keywords. Mine is scissors, and you will want to enter that so you have chances of winning great prize at the end of this hop, which is on April 12th. It will be announced on Cards by Kendra's YouTube channel. So until the next time, have a fantastic day, and I will talk to you later. Bye.